Hey, Nick.
Good afternoon, Tyson. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. Oh, thank you.
I like the pauses.
Yeah.
I like the pauses.
Well, that's what I say about good podcasting is to have a lot of just awkward silences, in between everything. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 164 of Nick, Tys and Videotape. We're very excited to be here. Thank you for joining us for our chat today about the 1999 film Go as part of our Not Quite Christmas Movies specials.
It's pretty Christmassy. I forgot how Christmassy it was.
Look, they do mention Christmas a bit.
There's some Christmas things in there.
There's a wreath behind Sarah Polly when she's at the supermarket. There's the occasional carol.
Yep, there's a mistletoe joke.
There's a mistletoe joke.
There's the two gentlemen at the end sit down and have Christmas dinner.
Christmas dinner, that's correct.
Christmas dinner.
So, I thought we would be this would be in a Christmas movie in name only, and we'd just be like hanging on to that one little mention of Christmas. But no, we did pretty well.
The rave is called Merry Xmas.
It is called Merry Xmas, you're right. And I believe it's because it's held next to a shop called Merry Sexmas.
Yes.
Yes, classy. Nicholas, before we do any of that, why don't you tell the people where they can find our show?
Oh, I can do that, Tyson. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nick, Tys and Videotape. If you're a fan of the show, that's great. Welcome. Hello again. Hope you're doing well. We'll get right into it. But for those of you, if this is your first time, my name is Nicholas. This is my good friend Tyson. We talk about movies. We don't really... Oh, nice one. We don't really review them. We just talk about them. Well, we say we do anyway. But yes, if you like what you hear, you can like, review, subscribe, all of those things. Jesus Christ, I'm a bit all over the shop.
It's all right. Just keep plowing through, man. I've got your back. It's all good. I have faith in you.
Let's see if I can speed it up. Ready? And if you're a fan of the podcast, you can do all of those things. Other than that, we're on all the social medias, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do have a Gmail account, which is nicktysonvideotape@gmail.com. And Tyson and myself are big fans of Letterboxd apps. So if you like Letterboxd, you can follow us. You can follow Tyson at TYS_videotape. And I am at Nick, NIC_videotape.
Very good, Nick. Nice and
That's a bit quick.
It was.
And on a serious note, just a bit of a shout out, a bit of a hey there to a gentleman that I work with who always says that he loves the show. Never written in, never said anything, but and Anthony, if you're listening, hey man, thanks for listening.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah,
very kind. Why don't you write a fucking review or something, man?
Oh, whoa.
Let's get down to brass taxes here. Where's the fucking lights?
Do it, Moschini, I dare you. Do it, Moschini, I dare you. Very, very good. Nick, we're going to start the show off with a little bit of a segment that we only bring out occasionally, but we have a fun little lead-in for this, which is I forget it every time. You do it. Oh, that's right.
News. That's our old-timey ticker that leads us into the news. Nick, we have some fun news to discuss today. What should we talk about first?
Let's do the HBO first.
Cool. So yes, I guess it's just basically we're going to ask you your opinion. I'm going to ask your opinion on HBO Max's and Warner's decision to release the entirety of their big tentpole 2021 pictures simultaneously in cinemas and on HBO Max streaming.
Right. So literally at the same time, you're getting it not only in the cinema, but at the same day you're getting it at home.
Yes.
Do you think you'll have to pay more?
I don't know.
Right.
I would say, surely they're going to charge a rental fee for that. They would have to. You wouldn't get it as part of your subscription.
Because how much is a HBO subscription?
I don't know. Well, we don't have anything. Unfortunately, I did try to look around, and we're not getting Wonder Woman streaming or anything like that the same day. So,
dodge.
Yeah, so we're going to be probably still forced to see these in cinemas if we want to. The thing about it is, though, Nick, look, and not that I'm going to condone this at all, but I'm sure they've taken this into consideration, but the streaming capabilities lead directly to pirating. Like the day
I've seen a lot of memes of this problem already,
and I'm sure they've taken it into consideration, but for an audience like ours, unfortunately, who is we don't have the luxury of paying for it at home, which I would gladly do. The only option we have is going to a cinema, which I'm not sure I'm 100% happy to go to yet.
Yeah,
so
right.
now, because you don't I don't have an option because I'm not comfortable risking my life to see a movie, and we don't have the option to rent it online, it's only really leaves us... Your
only option is to pirate it.
Yeah.
And this is my only, like, when pirating was very rampant in, was it 2012, 13, 14, 15?
Before all the streaming stuff became really popular.
Exactly. Before Netflix really went insane. When someone said, "Oh, do you pirate stuff?" I was like, "Well, yeah, because how else am I going to get it? If I can't, the only thing that I would pirate is things that I couldn't get.
Yes,
if I could rent it, I would rent it.
Of course.
If I could buy it, I would buy it. But unfortunately, for things, and especially things that aren't available anymore, so movies, Tyson, that we would have watched at the video store that aren't either or hasn't had a re-release yet, or
in our country anyway.
Exactly, yeah, isn't available on DVD, or isn't what was the other thing? Or I can't purchase it off Amazon or something like that.
Yep.
I would just look up the torrent and just go, well, fuck, do me a favor.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I suppose the argument is that we just don't get it. That's just how it works. But unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to want to have a bar of that, and in certain circumstances that's going to be me too, because only in certain circumstances, and it's only because that we for certain films, like let's say for instance it was a Marvel film, right? There it is physically impossible to remain out of the conversation of it, because we are so, we're obviously such big fans of it, so our social media experience in many ways is catered around people who feel similar about that, and movie news sites and things like that. So in order to preserve the experience in any way, shape or form, we need to see those movies within the first couple of weeks. Like maybe, a week or two.
I would say days. I wouldn't say weeks. I would say days. Yeah.
And so, this might all seem like incredibly privileged white men having a winch, first world problems up the wazoo. But I mean, that's stuff that is very important to me. It made me think of, I think I might have told this story on the show before, but it made me think of that fucking asshole who was in the session of Endgame, who yelled out at the start of the movie before it begun.
Is this your...
spoilers for Endgame. Spoilers for Endgame. Yep. I'm sure we all know by now. But who yelled out, "Oh my God, Tony Stark dies." And... to get a rise out of people. And this is the thing that, like, I was pissed. Like, I was mad. I was ready to fucking toss that kid out. Yeah. But the thing that got me really sad was the kid in front of us who leaned over to his dad and said, does Tony Stark die? And I was like, you piece of shit.
Oh, I would have jumped him.
Yeah.
I would have jumped him. Yeah.
And
I
so
gone, listen here, fucko.
Yeah. I still have these, I have memories in my head. Like, that fucking kid lives in my head. I replay that day and I'm like, I wish I had said something. Christ. I wish I had stood up. But yeah, like, so, I mean, that's the truth of the matter is we're all kind of that kid. And when I sit down for these movies, man, it might just seem like in the grand scheme of things it's not a big deal, but it's fucking important to us. And
it is. It's your art. It's your creativity release sort of thing. Like I've been reading a lot of things where people in not the best places at the moment. Still, Australia is very, very fortunate right now. We don't. There are barely any cases at all, and we're going outside, and restrictions are dropping by the week. Like, we're getting new ones each week, and things like that. But there are still people who, are going through the motions of how COVID is affecting them, and their release is films. So just to switch on and even to get out of the world that they're living in for 2 hours is going to be a release to them and a sense of comfort. So yeah, I completely understand. Like, it can be quite important to you, if
and especially like if you put a lot of you put a heap of personal stock into it as well. Like, it gets kind of frowned upon, I guess, in certain respects. But, it's the same way someone, is paints or plays sport or reads. Like, these are,
a lot of music as well. Yeah.
Or musicians and how they respond to, music, new albums dropping. Imagine if a new album dropped of your favorite band and you weren't allowed to listen to it because of the country you were in. You know what I mean?
Restrictions, yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit kind of about the whole thing because we don't have an alternative here. If I do discover we have an alternative here, great. More than happy to slap down $20 to watch, June. Yeah. Or
so are we are getting HBO Max though. We're getting it. Isn't it December 25th? We get it on Christmas Day or something, or it's available to us Christmas Day. Did I read that
HBO
correct,
Max?
Right? Yeah, we're not getting it?
Oh, that totally changes everything because I was unaware that was the case. The last article I read was that we won't be getting Wonder Woman to streaming.
Okay. Right.
But let's have a look. Let's have a little look.
A quick Googs.
Well, after going to the tape and checking it out, Nick, no, there is not going to be a HBO release in Australia. HBO Max streaming in Australia. You need to have a VPN.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. But I mean,
really ridiculous.
Everyone this whole idea of a VPN is kind of like, but isn't that just skirting the law anyway? Like,
yeah, exactly. Well, if I'm getting a VPN, then fuck yeah, I might as well just, I'll just torrent it. Yeah. Sorry,
paying for the VPN and then paying American prices for the streaming service and then paying American prices for the rental.
Pal.
Anyway, so look, it's all a bit of a shitstorm. The other thing, though, worth discussing, though, Nick, is that. Okay, at the moment, I don't want to go to a cinema. But in 12 months, I really hope that I can go to a cinema again. And I don't want cinema to be like a dying breed. I don't know how you feel about it. Are you ready to graduate to just watching movies on your couch from now on?
Definitely not. There is nothing more. I will share. Can I share a little insight into me? Mm-hmm. So whenever someone says, or whenever you do like a meditation session, and someone goes, "Okay, close your eyes." Pitch yourself in your favorite calm spot. My calm spot is in a cinema just before the lights go down. Nice. In just a cinema by myself.
Perfect.
Like no one there. The smell is of popcorn and people getting ready to watch some great stuff. And that's me. So yeah, I can't do without my cinemas, man. I've already been, Tyson. Like I know. I have a 3-year-old son and I'm breaking that rule. It's fine. I don't mind. Like
you got right in there. Yeah, I like it.
I did. Yeah. So the fact that when I went, it was very spaced out. They were very, very conscious of what's going on.
Look, I know.
But yeah, but the thing is like if there were 10, let's say there were 10 cases of COVID in Victoria, I wouldn't be going. Sure. I still wouldn't be going. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. But the fact that it says double digits and it has for 28 days or 10, I'm okay
40, 41 or something now we're on.
Yeah, we're on now.
Yeah, which is pretty incredible.
So I'm not would I be getting HBO Max if it was available in Australia? Probably not, because I've hit my streaming limit. The fact that
God, I must have by now, surely.
Yeah, that Sam said, "Hey babe, we've got binge," and I'm like, "Whoa, okay, now we've got binge now," Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, that's too many. I can't. There's too many shows, too many things to watch. I'm at my limit now, especially because I know that Disney Plus is literally about to hit us with some really decent Marvel content coming up next year.
Yes.
So I'm happy for now. I haven't even touched Mandalorian yet, and everyone at work is like, "What the fuck are you?"
I know, me neither.
I'm like, yes, I know. I'm getting there. Shut up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely get onto it. So yeah, I'm kind of at my limit. So, but that. As far as watching a movie for the first time on my couch, it's not going to be as good as how loud the cinema can go, and how immersive it will be. So I'm not a big fan of that. No,
me neither. I miss it so much. I really do, and I think once things kind of become more stable and everything is kind of chugging along nicely again, I'm going to be making a very conscious effort to go far more often, I think. I just hope that they're still around for that so that exactly. I can take advantage of it.
And especially for those of you who are listening who are Melbourne-based, which I love, this happened. So when the restrictions kind of lifted, everyone kind of sought out businesses, homegrown businesses, sort of thing.
Yeah, of course.
And wanted to help them out and give them money. I spent quite a bit of money at I've already told you this, didn't I? All Star Comics in the city.
Yeah, right.
I spent a bunch of money in there because that's one of my favorite things in the city, to go in, and the fact that he just, Evan just has all this stuff to browse is amazing. The other one that I don't want to go is the Astor. So if people don't go to the Astor, it's going to eventually just dry up and go away.
Yeah.
So if you, I don't know whether the last time I checked, they were closed. They were closed for quite a while. I haven't rechecked, but
they have opened up again now, which is great.
They have?
Yeah, they're starting to show the same kind of rep sessions, but they're being pretty choosy. Like, they're obviously picking only the stuff that they know is going to get people in through the doors.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's every night. Like, their calendar is quite sparse at the moment. But yeah, like that. So, you're right. That's a place that I've not been anywhere near as many times as I would like to go.
Exactly.
I'd love to make it like a weekly occurrence to go there because, where else do you get to see movies like that on a big screen?
Exactly. So yeah, they're the two things that I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nick. All right, so pretty much across the board, we're not happy with this.
HBO Max, what the fuck, bro?
I think it's more. I think it's more Warner. I think it's Warner's.
Warner? You think it's Warner?
Well, and this was the other part of it that we wanted to mention briefly was that Christopher Nolan, who is quite in with Warner, I think all his films have been produced by Warner, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, he's quite vocal about it.
Yes,
he's been quite vocal.
He's not happy. And Nick, I'll get you to kind of share what you said before we recorded because I found it quite funny.
I forget what I said. What did I say?
Okay. It was some kind of get back in your box style.
Oh,
statement.
Well, the fact that I didn't know that. Like, I understand that yes, all of the movies. I don't know whether it's. Well, I don't know what he has coming out, whether he's been attached to Suicide Squad because that's a part of HBO Max and that will be getting a release no matter what.
He might have like an executive producer credit on that maybe because he had on a few of on Man of Steel, I think, and yeah. But he's come out and said that HBO or Warner should be telling the directors what movies are going to be coming out on the day, same as release streaming and in the cinema. And and what I said to my good friend Tyson was, well, Christopher Nolan, how about you get back in your box and just calm down a bit, all right, mate? Let's relax. Maybe Tenet isn't doing so well, and that's why you're a bit pissed. Yeah, because Inception was insane. 10 years ago,
everyone wants to see it, and Tenet's like, yeah.
Well, it's funny how I think if Tenet had been a really, really great movie, which I'm hearing it's not. Maybe I think people might not be quite so quick to dismiss his opinion on this because at the moment, this is the thing. I think people are a bit sick of him at the moment because he did two things. He insisted on releasing a movie in theaters during a pandemic, which, as much as I am very supportive of cinemas still maintaining, I'm not saying let's go gung-ho and do it right now. I'm saying let's wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's wait. You know what I mean? Like when it's safe, of course. Whereas his response was more like, no, let's just... It has to be in a cinema, so let's put it in a cinema. Which is kind of a strange approach and pretty misleading and out of touch with, everyday people, I think.
What is his thinking behiing that? Like, what is his thinking? Man.
I don't know. And now, he's come out with this. So I think he's alienating a lot of his fans, poor Nolan. So, yeah, it's...
nice one, Nolan.
Yeah, he's not doing great. So, hopefully... Maybe he just needs to, I think it's maybe just let's stop having a chat about these things for a little while. No, just disappear for a bit, buddy.
That's right, man. Hey, I'm sure you've got a ton of stuff you can work on. Let's relax.
Why don't you just, put another wing on the mansion? Put your energy into that.
Exactly. Speaking of Nolan, a colleague of mine at work went and saw Tenet at IMAX, and Nolly says something at the start and says that you are how I wanted people to see this.
Okay.
And because IMAX Melbourne is the only IMAX cinema, or I think I don't know how many IMAX cinemas there are in the world, but because we're one of maybe I think two countries who have IMAX cinemas open and are allowed to go, that where Australia or Melbourne is the only place where you can see it how it's actually meant to be.
Wow.
And he says that at the start. He goes, no, this is how I wanted it, how I wanted people to see it. And things like that. So I was like, wow, that's lovely. It kind of made me want to go see it, and then I remembered it and went, nah.
Yeah, look, same thing, man. Maybe in 12 months I'll be all about it, but just at the moment.
Exactly.
And don't make us feel bad for that. Like, like filmmakers just don't don't bust our chops about that. We're just trying to stay healthy and happy. And so that we can, instead of putting all our last $20 into seeing this movie and then dying, we're going to put $20 into the next 10 of your movies. So cut us a bit of slack.
Sure, Nolan isn't, he's not hard up for some cash.
No, he's not at all. No. I'm sure he's doing fine. He's got cravats that probably cost more than I make in a year. So
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Tyson, shall we talk some trailers then?
Oh, let's talk a trailer.
Oh, let's talk a trailer. A trailer.
Everybody's talking trailers.
One day we're going to just surprise everybody by discussing our favorite caravan.
Do you remember? I think it was like 2 years ago, and we were doing like a best of the best, and there was like 7 or 8 trailers that dropped, and we half the show was just trailers. It was intense.
Those were the days, Nicholas.
Those were the days, Tyson.
Now we're talking about, what are we fucking talking about?
Talking trailer. We're talking about some fucking thing.
I think it's called The Marksman, I believe.
Oh, that's right, The Marksman.
I worry about you. Out there in the middle of nowhere, all by yourself. The cartels are running everything through there. Drugs, people, guns.
I don't scare easy.
I've seen darkness.
Who's the best dog in the world?
And I've seen what it can do.
I'm from Pima County Merchants Bank. Let you know that the ranches be sold at auction.
I just need a little time to sort things out.
There's a storm that's on its way.
You're never going to make it. It's miles to the nearest road. I'll call Border Patrol.
Please, sir, no. Everybody goes.
I come here to take the woman and the boy.
I was in the Marine Corps, so I suggest you all turn around and adios.
I'm a soldier too. My orders are to take them back with me.
Sir, help him, please.
You're not safe here. Let's go.
What the hell were you thinking taking that kid?
They were going to kill him. They were waiting for him at the border. You damn well ought to appreciate what I'm doing for you.
If you want to help me, you take me back. I'll find my own way home.
I'm taking you to your family in Chicago. After that, I don't care what you do.
The man you saw at the border is from the Vasquez cartel. He'll find you. When he does, he will kill you.
This kid didn't bring any of this on himself. He just needs someone to give him a chance.
Do you think I'll like it in Chicago?
There are good times ahead for you, Miguel.
He's your grandson?
No, his mother asked me to look after him.
She must have had a lot of faith in you. God, hide for them!
Miguel!
Looks like you had a little incident.
Yeah.
I believe there's already a movie called The Marksman, and I think it has Wesley Snipes in it.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sure I can see that cover.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Or have I mistaken that for some other Wesley Snipes movie? It's remember how Wesley Snipes started making really kind of trashy straight to DVD shit?
Oh my God. How the fuck do you do this?
That
Honestly,
was-
how do you do this shit?
Yeah, I remember that cover.
The Marksman.
Yes.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you tune in to Tys and Videotape. All I am is just a laugh, and Tyson is just a fountain.
My garbage knowledge that I've developed over the years of useless information.
Fountain.
I can tell you what straight to DVD movies Wesley Snipes was in, but I can't tell you
how to do trigonometry.
No, I definitely can't do that.
Or how to do your taxes.
Oh, yeah, well, I suppose the computer does it all for me now these days. So
it does. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
we are talking about The Marksman, Nicholas. It's yet again Liam Neeson cashing in on his newfound action hero fame. Are we over this yet? Are we over his shtick yet, do you reckon?
Well, I always liked Liam Neeson, and this actually, like, I wouldn't mind. This didn't look too bad, Tyson. You know, Liam Neeson.
No,
he's
it didn't.
Kind of an old school. He's not a farmer. He just owns a ranch. But the ranch, like when you pulled back, I was like, oh, this isn't a ranch. This is a trailer on a block of land. When they burnt it, I was like, oh no, this is no. But but he's got some. Of course, he has background. Like he's a man with a particular set of skills.
I feel like they have to do that in every one of his movies now, because it's like no one's going to believe Liam Neeson, 60-something-year-old Liam Neeson, can beat up a bunch of drug cartel badasses. So we need to drop in a line of dialogue about him being an ex-Navy SEAL or an ex-Marine or whatever.
X something.
What did he say? I was Special Forces, or does he say I was a Marine or something? I can't remember.
I forget what it was. I think it was Marine. Yeah. But so because of that, it kind of sets it up though. Like normally just a guy who knows how to handle firearms, he's not going to be that good. But the fact that he runs with the kid, he obviously knows how to evade them quite easily. I'm sure there's like a Home Alone style booby trap.
You mean like Rambo Last Blood?
That's going to I haven't seen any Rambo.
Have I not talked about that yet when I watched that?
You did, yeah. You did tell me.
Yeah, cool.
It was a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I might watch this. I don't know.
Yeah, look, I am a sucker for him. I even watch, I watch almost all of those Liam Neeson action movies. I don't know why.
So did you see what was the one with "stop" in the title? Was it "Stop Less"?
Non-stop?
Stop?
No, actually,
Non-stop.
You know what? Non-stop, I have not seen. There you go. That's one.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, no, I find him a pretty easily watchable movie star.
Exactly.
And the thing about all of his movies, they're at least a certain level of competency. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You just know, you know you're getting at least a 2.5 star movie. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Have you seen all the Takens?
Yes, but I couldn't tell you much about 2 or 3 because they all just feel like the same movie to me.
They do.
I have all these flashes. I know one of them finishes with a gunfight on a boat.
That's true. I remember 2 had a lot to do with the man that he left in number 1 just frying his ass off.
There was a guy, that guy came back for revenge. And then the third one, was it were they like Middle Eastern or something in the third one? Or have they always been Middle Eastern?
I couldn't tell you shit about the third one.
I actually don't think I made it all the way through the third one. I think I have to retract my statement. Really? I think the third one was like, I can't stand this shit. This is garbage. So maybe they're not all solid 2.5 stars.
Oh god!
But there's a real gem amongst all those. I don't know. I've probably talked about it before, but A Walk Amongst the Tombstones, the Scott Frank.
And you have, and because of that, like I have had this in my. I think it's on Stan. I've had it in my Stan list.
Oh yeah, give it a crack, man.
For a while, but I'll definitely watch it.
I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it's really real solid and buried amongst all his bonkers action ones. It's a nice solid crime drama. I really enjoyed it. Okay. Is this, Nick? Is this a little bit of a? I want to be careful how I phrase this because I don't want to come across in the wrong way. But
okay.
Demonizing Mexican immigrants a little bit.
Demonizing?
I mean, I know they're cartel guys, but this is what I think of. This is what I think people think of when they think of when double Trump. Please God, no, Donald Trump. I was about to say, I think I got confused with Double Trouble and Donald Trump, and I got Double Trump. No, you know how we made that fucking bonkers statement about how, you know, we're letting in the rapists and the criminals, we're letting in the bad hombres. And everyone was just kind of like, oh, God, could you be any more disconnected from reality?
White dickhead.
Yeah. I feel like this is what he is imagining every one of them is like. And this is a little bit kind of like right-wing fantasy a little bit. These guys these guys that have got their little stash of guns on on their property who just would love any opportunity to shoot themselves some Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like, is this a bit...
Seriously.
I feel like it's a touchy topic and I'm not sure how comfortable I am like rooting for a guy. Yes, they are drug dealers. Yes, I totally get that. But you know what I mean? It's a bit... Yeah.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Yeah.
It's kind of like how we always shift our... who's allowed to be the villains in our action movies. Yeah, how it was Russians for ages, and then it was kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, it can't really be Russians, and then it was like Middle Eastern for ages, and everyone was like, oh, guys, kind of, I don't think we can do that
Yeah,
anymore.
that's not really cool.
That's not cool, guys.
I remember there was a time, Sam, I was rewatching 24, and it normally
God.
the villain, like it starts out as and my housemate's girlfriend at the time, who was Middle Eastern, didn't like the show because the show villain is always Middle Eastern. But always. But the thing is, there is always someone else pulling that man's strings.
Actually, there's
and
always
it's
a twist.
always a fucking old white man.
Yeah.
Like
there's always somebody he worked with or somebody that had just joined the department. I swear to God, every time in that season, in that show, it was always one of his best friends ended up being the bad guy at the end. And I was like, dude,
it's so good.
What's
You gotta
going
pick
on?
it, man?
Yeah, how do you keep
Tony
picking
Almeida, man. Tony Almeida. Love him.
Tony Almeida. Oh my God.
Tony Almeida
that
lives,
name.
man. I love him.
That name.
It is hands down. Fuck Game of Thrones. Fuck anything else. 24 is my favorite TV show.
24
That
was...
is it.
I was obsessed with the first season of 24. I faded as the years went on. I think I made it to maybe season 3 or 4. But season 1 was... I was obsessed with it.
It was mint,
when that fucking ticking clock came at the end of the episode, I was just like, no, come on, I need more.
It's addictive. It was so addictive.
Yeah.
It was such a good show, and the premise of it was great. Like
Yeah.
the fact that it happens in real time.
Oh, yeah.
like so good
For sure.
so good. Even ad breaks. The ad breaks, they took out the time. For that in the ad breaks.
That's when That's when everyone collectively went to the bathroom.
took a piss. Yeah,
During the ad breaks.
or ate something real quick. Like
Every
shit,
single
stuff this
character
fucking
went
sandwich down my throat.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I got to take a piss.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So look, I'm in the it felt a bit dodgy during the last Rambo as well.
Oh sure.
I just think it's funny how like it's hard to demonize. It's hard to find a villain within any race these days because it's always kind of like, it feels like fear-mongering a little bit in a way. Like it's kind of like, look at these creepy Middle Eastern people who prey on rugs. Isn't that weird? And it's like, well, no, it's fine. I mean, it's...
Well, no, that's their culture and that's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But, man, you watch some of these
bizarre.
movies from the 80s and 90s and it's just like...
it's horrible.
Oh,
They're
dear.
horrible.
Absolutely so awful to these different cultures. It's like as soon as anything is remotely different, it's like dun dun dun. So yeah,
so bad. Even in comedies, like comedies almost was slightly worse because they would think that it's funny. So whenever a person of like an Asian race would come onto the screen, it would dun 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 dun.
Of course.
Like, whoa,
Of course.
whoa.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh. But yeah, like we've changed. We've changed since then. Unfortunately, villains will always need to be some type of like
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that we should just it should just be anybody. If you're a bad person, it doesn't matter. You can be a villain from whatever race. The problem is that when it becomes the norm, like when it becomes
race shouldn't be a thing. Race shouldn't be a thing. It should be like the cartel should be like whoever
equal opportunity cartels. Is that what you're saying?
Equal opportunity cartels. You can have some white guys in there if you want,
sure,
or whatever.
Whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat.
Doesn't have to matter.
If those people work hard and get the drugs across the border on time, it shouldn't matter.
That's fine. That's fine. Look at Walter White. I mean, he's fine.
He
did his own.
He held his own.
He held his own.
Oh,
and
God.
if all else fails, just make it Nazis. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh, exactly. Everybody hates Nazis.
Just
That's
make it,
totally
just
fine.
I don't know why there isn't more hero versus white supremacy. Like, why isn't
That's a good
where is
point.
all those fucking movies?
Yeah.
You know, I need to watch Green Room again.
Green Room.
That.
Yep. What else is
come
there?
on. That's not really an action movie.
No, it's
just a
definitely
survival
not.
fucking movie.
Exactly. It's the furthest thing.
Exactly.
What is there? I
There's
can't even
nothing.
think. Like something like
Go
the
on.
problem with like American History X and Romper Stomper is they actually try and like humanize them
Exactly.
a bit.
They go, no. Some people who are white supremacists can be human.
Yes, they've just been brainwashed and stuff.
Exactly.
Interesting. I feel like this is a topic that is a little beyond the conversation that we could potentially have right now, Nicholas, because we're not going to solve world racism at the moment, unfortunately.
We're not. But hey, we'll give it a mad crack.
But that's it. We're always willing.
Nick Tys and Videotape. Exactly. We'll have a cup of tea. We'll talk it out.
That's it. Let's just all hold hands. And we're all good.
Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in.
Oh, shit. That's going to do it. For sure. So anyway.
Okay.
Watch this movie if you like. Who cares? I don't know. I got nothing else to say about it. It's Liam Neeson shooting a bunch of dudes. What else can I say?
It's Liam Neeson. Exactly.
He's trying to help. He's trying to help a couple of refugees get across. Get to their hometown. Good on him. That's all.
Hometown?
Well,
no, he's trying to get to relatives. He's trying to get him back to his other relatives in Chicago, which is weird because they have to go from the Mexican border to Chicago. That's not a small trek. That's a week.
Yeah,
that in the car,
and also
you know what I mean?
like the kind of drive that you'd feel like because you'd have to go. I mean, I don't. My geography is terrible, but I assume you'd have to go through You'd go through Boston, wouldn't you? To get up to Chicago? You'd have to go through a few of the more populated cities. I feel like these cartel guys aren't following you through Massachusetts and stuff, are they?
Massachusetts? Where did you just pull that out of the air?
Because I'm just trying to think of the directorate to Chicago. It would make more sense if they were in Nevada or something, where it was, it was mostly, or another part of Texas.
Okay, so let's say, all right, well, let's say that he crosses the border at, I'm going to just pick one. Let's say it's El Paso. The border at El Paso,
sure.
right?
That's what it feels like, something like that, yeah.
Feels like something like that. To get to Chicago, oh, this is going to be hilarious. Here we go. Where the fuck is Chicago? Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a trek. You're looking at you have to go across the state of Texas, for starters, through Oklahoma, through Wichita and Missouri, and through Kansas, the state of Kansas, getting through to St. Louis in Illinois, and all the way up to, so the top of Illinois is Chicago.
Yeah, right.
So it's a bit of a trek, man. You're looking, you could stop off at a couple of, you could
see the sights,
diners, see the sights, Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, nice. I love it.
That sounds a lovely trip.
Sounds like a hell of a road trip, doesn't it?
Hell of a road trip.
Who better to be with than Liam Neeson?
Than a man who has a particular set of skills and is from Ireland, not at all from the States.
Yeah. His particular set of skills is
exactly.
I
think Kevin Costner passed on this one. I think K-Cost went, hey, K-Cost, do you want to do this? He's like, no.
There is a new K-Cost and Diane Lane movie that I really want to see.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of a similar premise. I think it's about a mum and dad who are trying to avenge their daughter's death or some shit. Sounds badass. I'm all about it. K-Cost,
okay,
ripping it up.
Yeah, the fact that K-Cost, he said, no, I haven't done this. You watch A Perfect World. I'm not doing that shit.
Oh, I love Perfect World. So good. We're rambling, Nick. Let's move on.
We are indeed.
Feature press.
Let's move on. Feature press.
And now for our feature presentation.
So what are you up to tonight?
We're going to this party tonight, this warehouse thing.
Some sort of rave thing.
Is this going to be cool?
Yeah, I guess.
Does the British guy still work here?
Went to Vegas for the weekend.
The British guy usually hooks us up.
Let me see what I can do. Give me a number.
I can't believe you're selling allergy medicine.
Oh, we're out of that. We're down to chewable aspirin.
I think I feel something.
It's really smooth, isn't it?
What do you want for Christmas, Claire?
We just kissed a little, okay? Wow, he's a drug dealer.
He's a good guy.
Oh, he's the good drug dealer. Listen, I just want to make a deal here. Can we make a deal?
Are you Monty Hall?
And watch what I do with his wrist.
That down like that, bump.
I watch all these cop shows, and they never do it right. Ever.
Keep it close. Just an extra $10 in it for you.
Get in the car.
You stole a car, shot a bouncer, and had sex with 2 women? So now you're an entrepreneur.
You shouldn't do this, Rana. Just drive.
Well, if you gotta go.
From Doug Lyman, the director of Swingers, Taye Diggs, William Fichtner, Katie Holmes, Breckin Meyer, Jay Moore, Timothy Oliphant, Sarah Polley, Scott Wolf.
You know what I like best about Christmas?
Mistletoe?
The surprises.
When there's nothing to do
So, Zach, would you say you're open to new things?
except what you've done.
Is your British ass happy now?
When you've gone too far to stop.
There's no body, there's no crime. We'll put her in the trunk. Stop! What? Stop it! What? It's a Miata! Yo, man, I told you, my mother's mother was
Your
black.
mother's spot. This ain't roots. If you were any less black, you would be clear.
Nothing will take you farther.
It's stuck!
Oh. Give me that gun!
Go.
It's alright, I'm okay!
Very good, Nicholas. Not quite
Tyson.
Christmas movies. We're here. It's 1999. We're picking a lot of
is
movies
99.
from 99, by the way. We are smashing out the 99 movies.
We really have, haven't we?
Yeah, I think if
Okay,
we went through
99.
and we picked, if we had to pick the year that's got the most, it would. I think it's almost by a country mile. Would it be 99?
Really?
I reckon.
You think that we've done more movies from 99 than any other year? Really?
I think so. And we also did our top 10 of 99. So, and I mention this every time we talk about the year 1999, and then you remind me
true.
that you actually weren't on that top 10.
I wasn't here. No, that was.
Now, I
that was a
don't think
lovely,
Go was on
John
either
Rockwell,
was
I
on either of our lists either.
Oh, really? Okay.
And look, if it's
Because I gave you my list, didn't I? That's
you did,
right.
you gave me your list. I'm gonna just double check because if it's on my list, I'm gonna have to remove it. I'm gonna.
Wow. Spoilers, ladies and gentlemen, for Nick Tyson Videotape podcast. Tyson did not like Go. He was like, you know what?
Oh, okay.
is
So
shit.
Nick, let's go back. Let's go back in time.
Let's
In
rewind.
1999 and early
Yes.
2000s, I watched
Yes.
the shit out of this movie. It was
So did I.
really, really big time rental.
Yep.
It was always, around about like the choices of what are we going to get? Oh, we want something a bit kind of like what's something a bit kind of intense but not too intense. Oh, Go good.
Edgy, edgy and a bit funny.
Yeah,
edgy
exactly.
and a bit funny when edgy was like not really. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like soft edgy. You're like, this isn't edgy at all. Like people who are older than me and like this is not edgy. You want edgy? Watch something that's going to come out next year, which is called Requiem for a Dream. Watch that. Then you'll know what edgy is. But this was like, oh, this is good for the teenage kids, to have fun with and to have a party with and get a little risky with some drugs, but not really. I was the same, Tyson. I didn't hire this, but I bought it straight out. I put in my copy. I have it there on my shelf in my comedy section.
Wow.
I rated it a little higher than you. I think literally due to nostalgia purposes. But, pardon me, I completely get where you're coming from. Because it's only that it's age. This is a movie, like, it's very rare that, like, on this show, we've talked about movies of old that we loved, like, normally things from the 80s and things like that. But normally things from the 80s don't really age. Maybe it's for us, Tyson. Maybe they age worse for kids who are younger than us.
Yep,
watching
perhaps.
something from the 80s going, oh, this is aged. Whereas this movie, like, it just feels like it's aged and not well. Not that it's, it has its jokes. It's got a bit of a soundtrack to it. The cutting is very, very like someone who's, seen Pulp Fiction and wanted to jump on that kind of bandwagon sort of thing. And that's all fine. It's just that we've seen it. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. The comedy isn't that good. And we're literally watching it for nostalgic purposes now.
Yeah,
So,
I think what's
you know what
become
I mean?
really apparent to me as well is that I am not nostalgic for that era. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the
We're not that.
early
No, man.
2000s, I am like, let's not even think about
it's
that
a
because we all
And
looked
it's-
ridiculous. We all sounded ridiculous. And we were all
No one was
ridiculous
getting
human
laid.
beings.
Yes.
So it was, I think when I watch this now, and look, a couple of reasons why I didn't like this movie this time
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
And I think the primary reason is that a great deal of this movie tries to make me like characters that are absolutely unlikable. And that makes it really hard.
Yeah, she's not that likable, is she?
Well, look, I would say Sarah Polley is probably up there as one of the more likable ones because she's got a bit of spunk to her.
No.
I honestly, so that entire when I decided I didn't like this movie was that entire 45-minute middle section with that fucking bunch of just the worst dudes I've ever laid eyes on that do not deserve to have a movie about their exploits. I was
except for Taye Diggs.
Yeah, but Taye Diggs is the coolest guy in the world, and it's Taye Diggs, but he's still a piece of shit in this.
Oh, what, really?
Yeah.
Why is he a piece of shit?
Oh, because it's 2000's piece of shit. It's that attitude, it's that smugness, it's that life outlook that it's just it's so outdated and just so we're so much more sophisticated than that. Even just the lowest form of human life is more sophisticated than these guys were in that point. And
yeah, right.
I think it's funny because I think at the time we found it a lot funnier and we found them a lot more engaging and we found them a lot more sympathetic. Whereas now I literally can't stand any of them and I have to spend so much time with them. They
are a fair chunk, those guys.
I couldn't believe how long that section went for. I was so over it. And so
there was no it wasn't fun. It wasn't like the jokes were anything great or
generally the jokes were all misogynist and racist, and I was like, all right, well, okay, if that's there,
guess we'll go with this then.
That's all the jokes are going to be. Sure, fine.
But I didn't find... So you found Sarah Polley actually good? Because for me, the movie was really... it was, I remember this, I remember this, I remember this, I remember this. Then it got to Adam and Zach, and I was like, okay, now this is a bit more refreshing. And it wasn't really Adam and Zach, it was more William Faulkner.
Well, William Faulkner is the best thing in this movie.
Is literally the best thing in this movie. And I was like, oh, thank fuck for you, man. Because this would have... Not only did it look like fun filming, it was just... What he was doing was just hilarious.
He's so funny and he's so good. He understands what they're trying to do with this material so much better than some of the other actors in this. And he's actually an interest. So the comparisons with Pulp Fiction are warranted, of course. It's like a tween Pulp Fiction, but minus any of the kind of nuance that Tarantino has. This is funny, because I really like Doug Liman as a director, but having watched this again, because the thing was, I thought we rewatched Swingers not that long ago. That wasn't for the show. That was just for my own personal, wasn't it? Yeah,
Swingers,
and that held up really well, and I was really surprised about how well that held up. And so this is the movie he made after it.
Oh, wow, really?
Right, yeah. I thought, see, this is the thing, I thought what you were about to say, I thought that would be the one that wouldn't hold up anymore and that I'd find those guys really obnoxious and impossible to be around anymore.
And that movie's done on a budget. You can tell that movie's done on a budget. You're like, whoa, okay. But that's great. I love Swingers.
That scrappy grassroots filmmaking was all about the 90s. 90s independent films was all about, oh man, I made this for $2. And you're like, wow. Yeah. How impressive. But Swingers is still a really fantastic movie. And so when I went to put this on today, I was like, all right, I'm still feeling like it's going to be good. And my goodwill lasted a little while. I actually don't mind the first segment. I think the first segment is kind of interesting.
With Rana?
With Rana. And I think Katie Holmes is okay in this. She's not really asked to do much.
She's not really a character, to be honest.
No, not really.
She's not really a character.
I think Sarah Polley is doing a very good job of what she's doing. And
she doesn't really help the audience be sympathetic towards her character, though.
Well, I mean, and this is the thing.
You know what I mean? You don't really feel for her.
There isn't a single character in this that I like as a human being. I like performances of certain
Adam
characters.
And Zach? I love Adam and Zach.
Dude, they're
hilarious.
Yeah, they're hilarious, but they
kill someone.
They basically kill somebody and run away.
And run away.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
despite all their hilariousness, they're figuring out ways to dispose of a dead body so that no one finds out. They're despicable human beings.
They are.
So, I was thinking back to 1999 and being like, I think I used to think these people were all kind of cool and hip and funky. And now it's just 2 hours with the worst human beings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's fun. Like
maybe it's because when we watch it, like when we watched it when we were young. We don't know what we liked in people, the traits that we have. When you get to our age, Tyson, you literally, and I know this for a fact, if you see someone and they're talking to you and their personality really isn't really isn't your bag, you can literally go, yeah, look, I don't really find you interesting at all. Can you fuck off? Like, honestly,
we're in a great situation now where we're old enough to just be like, look, you know, I'm pretty happy with my friends at the moment. I don't. I just don't think we need to hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
No hard feelings, man. Go live your life. I'll live my life.
But not even.
Let's do it.
Exactly. Not even that. Like, if someone says something like that doesn't, well, not that doesn't agree with me, because I'm not just going to hang out with people that agree with it. That'd be boring as fuck. Like, I disagree with my wife most of the time, but the thing is, like, your tolerance is a lot lower.
Yeah, I get you.
I guess. So watching a movie like this, especially because you're taking your time to watch it, you are stuck with these people for however long. And if they aren't really your bag, then you're like, yeah, this is yeah, I'm gonna look at my phone too.
Yeah,
I'll take it easy.
And there comes a point where they're also no longer interesting. I will say Timothy Olyphant, unlikable, very interesting. Right?
Yes.
Like a very interesting character, but still an unlikable character.
Yes.
The dude who double drops his pills. Unlikable and not an interesting character. Like, he's just not. He's just the dude that took 2 pills. Like, that's all we need to know about him.
There's nothing to his character. No, but there's nothing to his character. You don't have anything to him.
No.
Like, yeah. And
there's nothing else there. And so we just get these shots of him like stoned out of his mind. And it's like, hey man, I'm like, okay, when we were 17, maybe we hadn't experienced what the world had to offer yet. And so we were a little bit like, wow, cool. Like, what's the, but
let's take some drugs and eat some bananas.
We're nearly 40 years old. We've pretty much experienced most of these experiences now. And so it's no longer like when we see like that shot with the cat, the cat is like speaking to him in his mind. We're kind of just like, okay.
I've absolutely had one of those moments.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely had one of those moments. It wasn't a cat though; it was a human being, and I was stoned out of my face. Oh God!
Hey, look, we've all. That's it. We've all had our fun, and
exactly.
There's something less. Like, okay, for instance, compare that with the Quaalude scene in Wolf of Wall Street, where it is so incredible because it's not just. Oh, look at him, he's stoned. There's so much more at stake. There's so much more character on display in that just that little short scene. Then there isn't this dude running around the whole movie like just off his tree, who we check in on every now and then, and we just have like, I think the editing and stuff is actually pretty interesting when the way that they try to show that stuff. I think visually he captures it pretty well, but I just don't give 2 shits, and that's a problem, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. Were there any good takeaways from Go Tyson?
I think the third story is the best story, I would say.
Yes, me too.
And Fichtner goes a long way in that as well. He's so good. He plays unsettling. Sorry, you go.
Finish the sentence.
I just think he does unsettling. Just that little bit off-putting better than anybody else.
Anyone. Like, just to stare at just the little things.
Yes.
Like, I really feel like, well, I hope that it was most of the things was his idea.
Just him
being
stand
like, there fully starkers, just spray some cologne on your fucking wrist
I
and
love
go.
it. I love it.
What does that smell like? Do you like that?
Do you like that
full,
smell? Yeah.
Full frontal cock out.
Yeah.
Like,
it smells like
what, do you like that?
CK1,
smells like
doesn't
CK1, right?
But
you would think so, but it's not. Like, that is so funny. I lost my shit.
Yeah,
I was like, this would have been
It's
so
great.
much fun to fucking film. It really
and
would.
Look, and that section actually does clever things. Like, it plays off the kind of what at first comes across as kind of like almost like gay panic, whereas these 2 guys that you kind of like, oh, there's something going on between them. And I think they play it at first that you're meant to think that Scott Wolf
he wants a piece?
slept with Jay Moore's girlfriend. You know the story about the socks?
That?
I think that's how they play it at first, is that he's the one doing it. And then they have all the gay panic stuff where they're like, oh, William Fichtner's coming on to us. And then it becomes very apparent, oh, no, they're a gay couple. So they're actually they play with our expectations really well through that.
They do. Yeah.
Simon's story, though, it's like, what is Simon's story?
Simon's just a fuckwit. Like, all the way through this, I'm like, you're a dick.
Simon's
You're
like
an
that guy
absolute
in
fucking
Love
dick.
Actually, if we spent 45 minutes with that fuckwit in Love Actually.
What are you talking about?
The British one that also has a threesome. Why do they always have British guys have threesomes? What's the deal?
I was literally talking about this guy today at work. What is his name?
I don't know.
Colin Frizzle. And I've got a big knob.
Exactly. Why are they always the most obnoxious? Like, just get them off my screen. At least in Love Actually, we didn't have to spend fucking 40 minutes with that dude. Oh, God.
I was talking about this with someone. She doesn't really watch Christmas movies.
Sure.
And she'd never seen like Love Actually, which is hilarious because she's British. I don't know why that has anything to do with it, but
I feel like it comes with their citizenship.
It comes in the mail, exactly. Just like I've seen, exactly, just like we've seen Priscilla and the Castle,
and,
like
Crocodile
It's
Dundee.
a fucking given. Exactly. No, I'm not watching that shit.
That's the Australian citizenship test. Is someone holds up a spoon and goes, or
what
like a pocket knife and goes, "What is this?" It's like, well, that's not a knife.
That's not a knife.
Anyway.
So she finally watched Love Actually, and she was in that scene with Colin Frizzle. She was like, was that meant to be a dream? Was he dreaming? Like, there's no way that guy would get laid by three women. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's made particularly clear. Same within this movie. I mean, okay, so at least if he was somewhat charming or anything.
But he's not.
He's just
even
an
quite striking
dickhead.
to look at.
No,
but he's not.
He's ugly.
He looks like
he
looks like
mean.
a fucking. No, it's not. He's ugly. He looks like a fucking frog. Like, he really does. Sorry, dude, but you maybe some plastic surgery for yourself.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
At least a bit of hair dye. I mean,
yeah. No, but that's the thing. It was the 90s. Like, the fact that he had like a lip. He had fucking piercings, and his hair was it dyed orange?
Oh, it was the dyed orange job. It was like the
dyed orange job.
Okay.
Yeah, it went from blonde to orange. Like, it looked just terrible.
Yeah, and look, okay, but so I don't want to harp on it because I think there is other good stuff in this movie, but you need to legitimately remove, because not only do I not like his storyline, I also don't like I think it's kind of I don't like the sexualization of some of the female characters in that section either. I don't like
in what do you mean in Simon's section?
Yeah, I feel like any female character that pops up in that section is instant. Either he has sex with or gets naked. Like, there's no.
But they're strippers. They were strippers.
Look, that is their job. That's fine.
Okay.
But also, there's not really any reason for most of that to take place. Like, this is the thing. I'm not a prude. I never care about that kind of stuff. But there's no reason for them to end up in a strip club. Like, it's just.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. Like, the fact that it goes back to make it a story plot point to have Todd Gaines' credit card into the hands of the mobsters that want to attack him.
You're in Vegas. There's a million different ways you could have done that.
Exactly. And the fact that what they've done at the end of that section, I was like, oh, okay, so your premise for that whole segment was when you have a Vegas story, I've got a Vegas story, that was their, Vegas story. But who cares? It didn't really add anything. It wasn't funny
it has
at
no
all.
bearing on the story whatsoever.
Exactly. And then at the end of it, Simon wrecked that guy's car, and it was a really nice car.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, man, are you kidding me?
And then the bit at the end when he returns is also completely unnecessary. You could remove, literally take that part out of the movie, and we'd be fine. Like, it just makes no sense to me. It's such a weird, even if you do compare it to Pulp Fiction, which is impossible not to, you think about how intricately woven all the storylines are. And yes, there are ones that you could probably lift out, but they would change, totally change our perspective on the rest of the stories. Whereas in this, I don't feel that way about this middle part at all.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many, there are moments of Pulp Fiction that you can lift out, like the cabbie's monologue with Butch and things like that. But it adds to the story. It doesn't detract from the story, which is what this does.
Yeah, 100%.
you know.
And it's a waste of Breckin Meyer and Taye Diggs and that guy from Donnie Darko who I like as well.
I like that guy from Donnie Darko. He needs to do more things. I liked him in this.
Yeah, he's good in a lot of stuff too, to be honest. He's
wasn't he in Independence Day? Was he that him?
He's
as a
the
kid?
son in he's Randy Quaid's
son. Yeah. That's what I figured.
You're right. He's a totally like that guy face, but really quite good. Always puts in a good effort. But this, it's like a total waste of their talents, and they're high-fiving and fucking talking just absolute nonsense all over the place. Poor Breckin Meyer must look back at this and be like, oh man, I am sorry to anybody I offended for the horrendous stuff I had to say.
It was. But it was a time, it really cemented the time. The fact that when... I can't really say it because it's not a nice word, but it's when white people dressed urban. Let's
trying
say,
to appropriate
like that.
the culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it really aged fast. It really did.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was a horrible.
This movie's not even trying to It pretends like it's trying to say something about that, but it's not. It's
not at all.
It's like there's one weird conversation that Taye Diggs is like, "What do you mean your great grandmother was black? That's nonsense." But that's the closest it comes to kind of calling him on it. I think of something like Not Another Teen Movie, like that. Probably that's actually yeah. That actually makes a stronger statement about race appropriation than this does, and that's a fucking satire, like full parody, like movie, and it takes the time to say those things. I don't know. Man. I'm getting more and more negative on this movie as we go.
But I know you are, and that's why I'm just going to keep turning you to Zach and Adam, because there were moments in there where I was flat out laughing, like the guy, just the lines of it. The guy who helped him with the when Scott Wolf had the mic on him, right? That guy who was helping him with all that tech stuff, he was the raddest character. He'd come in and say random lines for starters. Then he came in and spaced out in the middle of the scene.
Yeah,
just stared into the distance, and everyone's like, "Oh, sorry," and then he just leaves. I was like, "This guy's gold. I want more of his story." Seriously,
he's funny. Yeah,
he was hilarious.
I liked him.
He was hilarious.
I liked it, and we get Jane Krakowski as well.
We do. Yes.
I mean, it's impossible for me now to see any movie that she's in and not think that it's a Jenna Maroney movie, and that she's gonna. This is somewhat she's on. Time off from 30 Rock. Or from The Girly Show, TGN.
Yeah. I know. And we get a young Melissa McCarthy as well.
Oh my God! Yes, that was so
bizarre.
weird because
that was so weird. Because I remember seeing her as when I first watched this. I was like, oh, she was weird. The weird friend, but kind of funny.
She's the weird, kind of funny friend who I remembered. Yeah. I remembered that scene vividly, and I was waiting for it to happen. And I was like, this is when the funny woman, the weird funny girl opens the door, and then she opens it. And I was like, oh my God, it's Melissa McCarthy. That's so bizarre.
Oh, I love her. She's my fave. She's my absolute fave.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty deep cast, and I like it for that. In that regard, because it's a lot of familiar faces, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but they don't really do much.
No, it's a bit disappointing because I also don't like the way this starts with the I think the completely unnecessary.
What the fuck
who's
was the
she
point of
talking
that?
to in the cafe? Fake out because I would say unless you were, if you were a betting man, I think you'd put $100 down on the second you saw Timothy Olyphant saying, "Oh, I reckon he's the one that's in the bar at the end," because there's no other. Well, and that's the bottom line is who fucking cares? Because it's not important who she's there with at the end. That scene is totally irrelevant. It's just the two of them sitting around talking nonsense. Yeah, no, and that's it. She's made no impact as a character. So their conversation about kind of critiquing pop culture, like that whole kind of we're talking about this comic and whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not the same as it's not the same as talking about what burgers from
Honey Bunny and Love Cup. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like those have this weird kind of you have this fascination and this weight to them because it says so much about the characters themselves. This does not. This does not at all. Yeah, interesting. Very
Doug
interesting.
Liman, man. What the hell, bro?
I feel like it's a legitimate miss. I went back to my top 10 of 1999 list, and it wasn't in my top 10, which was good. But the fact of the matter is, I hadn't seen it since probably 2004. I would say maybe at a guess.
Yep.
It was in my most watched list, so that was outside of my top 10. So I had my top 10, and then I had my honorable mentions, and then I had the most watched. And some of the movies that were also in that list. 99 is a good year, man. 99, I could make easily two top 10 lists. So amongst my most watched were like 3 to Tango, Varsity Blues, Cruel Intentions, The Mummy.
Varsity doesn't...
Stuff like that.
I love it. People still love Varsity. Varsity hasn't aged well, man.
Varsity Blues is another movie that has not aged well either. You are correct there.
No.
I reckon there is a podcast here in just movies from 1999. And
Blair Witch, Green Mile, Eyes Wide Shut, Sixth Sense, and this is just the top. If you scroll down, you got things like, so good, so good.
But even like this was the only year I could do this. I had like 7 different lists going. Because there were so many movies that were worth mentioning, and I was like, forgotten movies where I think I've seen them, but I'm not 100% certain. Disappointments, most watched, honorable mentions, and my top 10. Like,
oh my God, that's a lot of lists.
It's a lot of lists. Anyway, so I feel like this is legitimately a Doug Liman misfire. I am more than happy to say that if any kind of love I had for this movie 20 years ago has
just went out the window.
Yeah, it's gone. Went
out the window.
But let's focus more on some good things.
I only rated it as high as I did because of nostalgic purposes and because of William Faulkner. Yeah. I literally gave. Am I saying that right?
Fichtner, I think we say. Fichtner.
I'm only saying that because he literally deserves a full star because of how good he was. Like, he brought it back.
This is what he does, though, man. That's what he does.
For him, the movie would be shit. Like, it really
no,
would.
and you're right. It's. So if we go through and we think about the bits that worked, generally the most of the third story holds up okay. We're going to say, I mean, even like it kind of contradicts what I'm saying before. Even though we are following characters that are unlikable, it is interesting and they are engaging, and we actually find the story somewhat intriguing. I'm wanting to find out what the hell is going on at William Fichtner's house. Like, I do want to know. And that's all. It's
going to be
takes.
A sex orgy. Like, literally,
that's what they set it up for. Of course, they set it up.
Like, these people just want to fuck people. Like, this is what this is.
Well, I think because you've got Jane Krakowski like totally
just
hitting,
jumping on Scott Wolf.
I love how she's stirring whatever it is that she's stirring, like right up in his face.
It's the beater. He goes, "Hey, can I check my messages?"
Yeah.
And she just amps it up to 11. Like, God, she's hilarious. She is so funny.
And she's I mean, that's it. And there's really great comic timing through it all. It's you feel the awkwardness, like they just you're hanging on that awkwardness so bad.
And they make it so funny that they're doing it. It's not awkward like the English Office awkward.
No,
it's awkward. It's awkward like the fact that Jay Moore he says, "This is lovely, but we just have to go. He's not feeling well." And Scott Wolf just goes, "I'm not. I'm not."
That's correct. I'm not.
What?
Yeah. Scott Wolf is secretly really good. What happened to him?
He is good in this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's really great.
Liked it. Yeah, I did. So after the movie, I was like, I need to do a little bit of research. Was Go like critically acclaimed? What did people say about Go when it came out?
Go was pretty well received.
It was, but everyone was on the Pulp Fiction bandwagon, Tyson. Even you and me, like everyone, like who was reviewing this thing was like, "Oh, this is cool," and Doug Liman's great, fresh off of Swingers and things like that. But shit, where was I going with this?
You were doing some research.
They weren't going to go with Scott Wolf and Jay Moore, and when they got in a room together, they bounced off each other so well that they were like, "Oh well, this is just a fucking no-brainer," and they kind of let them riff off anything. Like, it was so good.
They're really great together. They actually have a really great chemistry, really great energy, great repartee. So
do you know sometimes whenever it comes up, if I can put into a conversation, is it safe to have a radio taped against my balls like this? I will try and put it in. That is one thing that I've held from go. I think it's such a great line, and Scott Wolf delivers it so well.
He does. He delivers a lot of his. Do you know my favorite one is when it's the what's the name of the catering person?
Molly.
Is it
Molly and catering?
Yeah. Say, wave to Molly and catering.
Wave to Molly.
Hi, Molly. It really it tickles me. I think that's really funny. Oh God.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so the two of them are great. Fichtner's great. Kukowski's great.
Yep.
It's a good story. It actually ties into the rest of it too because we get to see from the other perspective, and it's really fun because we get to see things in we get to get a new insight into some of the scenes that we saw earlier. It's like the only reason Simon's story exists. So sorry to jump back on it. Is to have the conversation he has with what's the character? Todd Gaines.
Todd Gaines.
So we get to see
horse,
the phone.
yeah.
We see the phone conversation from the other way, and we get that ickiness anyway, where he's like, "Are you going to fuck her?" And it's like, "Oh God,
yeah, what the fuck?"
I mean, say what you like, but it just comes back to it. You can't spend this long with a character this dismal and expect me to enjoy his wacky, kooky Vegas adventure. I'm not going to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're going to do that. We're going to watch The Hangover instead.
Yeah, but those guys, they're charming and fun, and it's a comedy, and it's written cleverly. I don't know what this section is meant to be. Are we meant to find them funny and charming? Are we meant to pity them? Are we meant to think that they're really gross and awful? And if so, why do we spend so long with them? They were all kind of the same
character, weren't they? There wasn't much diversity.
Well, I'll say, like you were saying, Tay Diggs is probably a little bit. It's the closest to a normal human being. But only just. With all these wild tantric sex stuff.
It was good.
But anyway,
let's Tyson, I have a question.
Yes.
Have you ever been to a rave?
I've never been to a rave, Nicholas.
Okay. Neither have I. And I will never. There is no
I feel like our
chance
time has passed, Nicholas.
Oh, thank God.
No one's expecting us to turn up at any raves.
Well,
I can say that safely.
Because that looks like just a barrel of just
it looks like a chore,
headache.
doesn't it? Oh, my God.
Like, if someone come up to me, can I ask if any listeners did go to a rave and you had glow sticks, what is the purpose there? Like, what is your sole purpose? To dance with? Is it to dance with them? To make it? Are you on hallucinogens? So what you're doing is actually you're seeing the music, to speak?
Yes.
Fuck, I sound old. But, I looked at that whole rave scene and I was like, no, this is not
even
when Nick was a fucking drug pig, he wouldn't have liked this. He was like, no.
Yeah, I never went to raves.
Exactly. Especially if you double dropped and then you ended up in a fucking alley freezing your ass off with vomit all over you.
That's all I could think of was...
fucking killed her. I
would have fucking murdered her.
How did you leave me here?
And let's be quite honest. I know, sometimes physical movement is not the easiest thing in the world. But there's no way. There's no way you would muster up every bit of strength you ever had. There's no chance he'd be still there. I think the highest possibility would he be dead on the highway because he was like, well, I've got to move. I've got to go somewhere, and got hit by a car or eaten by wolves or something.
Either that, or he scored some cheap speed of someone. And he powered it all the way home.
Bounce back.
And he's sitting on the front step, fucking freezing his ass off.
Yeah.
For some reason, he's lost his shirt.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know where my shirt went. I don't know where the fuck it went.
A long time
I'm freezing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure a coyote stole it.
Yeah, exactly. I bargained with the coyote to let me through. He demanded my shirt. I gave it to him, man. It was totally cool. But he gave me safe passage, so I can't complain.
Yeah. He gave me safe passage.
I reckon, do you know what, though? I reckon as soon as this movie started, I realised that it was not going to be for me anymore because the whole credits are that rave and it's edited like within an inch of its life and it's like the fucking, we talk about it all this time, it's like the Don't Pirate DVDs music. And
it is.
And they're all waving around glow sticks, and it's like that weird kind of blurred effect where everything's like missing some frames and stuff.
Such a 2000.
And I was like, oh no, this is not going to be for me anymore. I can tell. I'm gonna hate this. Oh dear.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been fun though. I didn't mind like the three friends working at the supermarket. That kind of reminded me of ye old school days when you just hung out with your friends and just did fuck all.
To be honest, I will take it back. It did post the credits. I actually kind of found myself with a little bit of goodwill because I was like, "Oh, no, I like these three. Okay, this is fun." Like I liked them hanging out in the freezer in their break and trying to like all that kind of
smoking
stuff.
And just
exactly, and like the way he steals the thing of orange juice from the old lady trying to take it out of the fridge. I'm like, that's okay. This is kind of funny. I'm on board.
We could go with this.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you should have just seen. If we had like one of those, those like when you're watching a debate and people have those buttons they push for who they're liking more. If I had one of those in this movie, you should have seen that worm drop, my man. It was like first 5 minutes, it was like, oh, maybe, and then
yeah. I think the more, and I've never realized until probably I watched it this time how much I actually don't like Rana. She's like. I was like, yeah. I like Sarah Polley. I think she's great, but as a character, I think Rana wasn't for me.
I get what you're saying. I don't think she can't. She's not. Surely she's not meant to be likable. I just can't imagine anyone thinking that they've got a really charming, likable character there. There's no way because she's just. You're right. She's just awful.
Exactly. How's that soundtrack though, Tyson? Did that bring back memories for you?
It brought back memories like crazy. How's the needle drop when they get in the Corvette? What was the car? Sorry, what was the song? It was such a fucking.
I can feel it. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I
it was the channel.
Know when the thing can fun. So why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? That's the one.
Like. Oh my god, that is some 99 right there, baby.
Needle drop.
Shit.
When did that song come out? What if I've got a feeling that song might have been from the 70s now.
Probably was.
But look, I mean, it's not my. It was never my type of music, to be honest.
I remember. I think it was 99. Because it would have been the VA Store Times.
Yeah, that's a Steppenwolf song from the 60s.
It's a Steppenwolf song. Fucking god.
Oh, that's so good.
Go Steppenwolf. Do you remember? It was It was a movie called Groove, and I remember.
Yes, I know the cover. He's holding a giant disco ball.
Yes. That came. Oh, so that came out in 2000. That was actually a lot better than Go. I remember.
Oh, really?
It was slightly like I don't remember anyone in it at all. I think I'm pretty sure it was no one's.
Yeah.
And it was about setting up a rave and being at the rave the whole time. It didn't do the Pulp Fiction thing that this thing does, where it's got different timelines. But it was just a more linear movie. But it was a lot more fun. The jokes were there.
Yeah.
The characters were more redeemable. So I remember comparing the two at the time, and I was like, I might watch Groove.
That's one of those movies that I feel like I've watched, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about it. But I just remember at least giving it a go because I found that that cover was drilled into my brain.
Exactly. I remember that cover.
Remember when like rave culture, we had a few movies that were kind of like
we did have
not necessarily rave, but like that dance club kind of dance club. Look at me, I sound like a fucking idiot. Yeah. But remember what was the other one? There was like It's All Gone Pete Tong as well.
It's All Gone Pete Tong.
And
Human Traffic was kind of another one.
Human Traffic. Yes. Oh, fuck.
Maybe that was 99 as well.
Human Traffic, I think, was more Train Spotting, wasn't it? It was kind of to cash in on the Train Spotting thing.
It was more Train Spotting, but it was a lot more fun.
Yeah,
it wasn't it wasn't depressing and fucked and babies crawling on roofs.
No.
It was it was a lot more fun.
Have you seen that sequel yet? The Train Spotting sequel?
Yeah. T2. No, I haven't. No.
I forgot that movie existed until that second, just then.
Yeah. It's on one of my lists on streaming somewhere. Yeah.
Do you remember the Australian film One Perfect
Day,
I want to say? Yeah.
I have the soundtrack.
No,
Tyson.
you do not.
Wait. Just 1 second. Just hold it right there.
All
wait.
right. Is that... you have the DVD. Oh, it's a promotional copy too. All right. It's not even... You didn't...
How good is that double feature? How good is that double feature?
That's not bad. Eternal Sunshine and One Perfect Day. I can tell you which one I'm not going to be watching. Can you tell me who's in One Perfect Day?
One Perfect Day is Dan Spielman.
No idea.
No idea who that is. He actually did a lot of stuff. And I actually don't mind Dan Spielman. Yeah.
I'm going to look him up.
Liana Walsman, Andrew Howard, Nathan Phillips, who everyone remembers.
Yeah, Nathan Phillips, Snake is on a Plane.
Nathan Phillips, a very young Abby Cornish.
Oh, I like Abby Cornish.
Yeah, I like Abby Cornish. Rory Williamson and Kerry Armstrong. I like Kerry Armstrong.
Yeah,
she plays his mum. I actually don't mind One Perfect Day. Obviously, because I've kept because I have Eternal Sunshine on Blu-ray, and you can't. This is another one, Tyson. You can't get One Perfect Day anymore, and obviously there'd be nowhere streaming it because it's not as if Australia would have Australia's own. Imagine that
we do
Australia's
have our
own streaming service.
We totally do have one. Yeah.
Please edit this out.
It's all over my Facebook because my Facebook knows how many streaming services I have, and so it keeps trying to advertise this one called Ozflix to me, and I refuse I refuse to get it until it gets the movie from 19. It might also be from 1999. The movie Angst from 1999.
Oh, Angst! I remember that cover so well.
Now, if that pops up on Ozflix, you'll get me. I'll totally do it. But until that day, I'm not signing up.
2000. Here it is.
There you go, 2000.
Look at that cover.
Oh, mate, it's this is also a little side story. This also has Abby Cornish in it, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Abby Tucker. So this little side story. I follow a few VHS trade and buy, swap, and sell pages on Facebook, and some guy had a VHS copy of Angst. And I was
shit.
Oh, you are fucking
Did you say
kidding
a VHS copy of Angst?
VHS copy of Angst, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's amazing. I've been trying to find this movie everywhere because you just can't get it anywhere. Like, it's not streaming. It's not available on any kind of DVD, Blu-ray upgrade. They've never done it, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, hey, man. Like, he had a stack of them, an absolute stack. And I was like, dude, I'm really interested in that copy of Angst. That's really cool. Like, what are you asking for it? Thinking, I'll give him $10-15 in postage. Tries to charge me $50 for it. And I was like, listen, man, I'm the only person in the world that's going to ask
fucking want
for
that,
this
man.
movie. I'll give you 20. And he's like, no. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not paying $50 for a movie that
fucking VHS.
Well, look, some VHS, of course, man. You find a mint copy of fucking a cool old 80s slasher on VHS. Count me in.
Man.
Like,
bring it on.
It's that clamshell case goodness, man. Like, fuck yeah.
I'll take Jaws off your hands. 100%.
Exactly. But no one's paying $50 for a movie, an Australian movie from 2000 that nobody saw.
No one.
That has the guy from who's he's done at least 14 sports bet ads in it. Like,
he's related to the Daddos some way.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's related to the Daddos somehow. Oh, dear. Can I search? Oh, look, I didn't even know Ozflix existed.
There you go.
Dyson, I didn't know that.
I've opened doors for you.
That's amazing. You have. Can I search? Can I search on here? I can't. You want me to sign up before I search? Well, that's just fucking stupid.
Nicholas, anything else about Go before we move on, I think?
No, I'm done. I'm done with Go. And I do believe that, Tyson, that it will be the last time I watch Go.
Actually, that's a very good point.
Unless Clark Kingsley goes, hey, Dad, what's this? I go, yeah, let's chuck it on, mate.
I think there's exactly what just happened to me today while I was watching it. And I was like, I'm going to start measuring movies by this way. That at the end of them, I'm going to make the decision whether or not that was the last time I will ever watch that movie.
The last time you're going to watch that movie.
I actually had that thought today, and I was like, this is the last time I'm going to watch Go.
I'm going to watch this Go. Yeah. I'm not going to watch this again. And that means it's going to sit on my shelf for ages. It'll be a nice memorabilia piece.
Did you watch it on your DVD?
I did watch it on my DVD.
DVD. Were there any cool special features?
There was actually. There was a making of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I tapped that on for a bit, and geez, the actors talk some bullshit. I was like,
exactly.
You don't believe this at all. Someone's chucked a camera in your face, and you've gone, oh shit, we have to.
They'd
take
be
this
super
seriously.
embarrassed now.
Yeah, look,
because they're all in like their 40s and 50s now, and so they'd be super embarrassed that they were so like, guys, it's this really like it's this super deep like reflection on this stuff, and just like
it was really good, and my character has all this backstory. I'm like, oh, bullshit. Come on, man. Come on.
I feel like the only person who really understands what movie they're in, actually, the two people that understand what movie they're in are Fichtner and Timothy Oliphant. They both know exactly what movie they're in.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And maybe Jane.
Oh, yes. But that's just her
Jane
in a nutshell.
well.
That's just how she...
Yeah.
Like,
she knows what she's doing.
She knows.
She's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to make you remember me, and that is it.
Yeah. You need me to be a
That's
creep?
all she
Yeah,
did.
I'm on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, I think we should move on to our next segment.
Let's move on, which is...
What did you watch this week?
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was totally in sync. I liked it.
I might watch One Perfect Day.
Might you now?
After this.
No, don't do it.
I remember the sound. I've got the soundtrack. It was like 3 discs full of dance music.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
just
it was
like a... Was it all Australian artists?
I think so.
Yeah.
I have no idea. My music is not my forte. I
Sure.
listen to a shitload, but I couldn't tell you shit.
Do I... can I just share with you, Nick, before...
please.
Everyone's been doing their Spotify end-of-year lists.
Yeah.
I haven't told you the story yet, have I?
No,
Okay,
go
good.
for it.
So, of course, everyone's really excited to find out what their top artist is.
Yeah, they are.
What was have you checked your top artist, Nicholas?
I have, Tyson, and because I share my my Spotify with my wife clearly listened to a shitload more Spotify than I did.
Right.
So my my top list was she's going through a back catalogue phase, and mine was what was it? Oh, ready?
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance.
Ah.
So she's filled my Spotify with my chem.
So the pandemic hit her pretty hard, is what you're saying? She needed a bit of that,
she needed an out.
reflective emo rock?
She did.
I like
she
it.
needed
I like
an out.
it.
Yeah.
Well, just speaking of, like, as you say, that you don't really follow music trends and things like that, it did remind me that my top 3 artists on Spotify were the Beatles, Bruce Springsteen, and Gordon Lightfoot. So, and I was in, so my highest, my most listened to artist was Gordon Lightfoot. He's like
that's
a
amazing.
folk rock singer, 60s, 70s, right?
Nice,
He did the original
nice.
version of If You Could Read My Mind, Love.
Yeah,
So that's him, right?
Nice.
And it also gave me the really interesting statistic that I was in the top 1% of listeners
Jesus.
to Gordon Lightfoot.
That's amazing.
So I'm like
that
a super
is so
fan.
good.
Anyway.
You are a super fan. My top, I'm quite proud of this. My top song that I listened to was Together in Electric Dreams.
Oh, good
by
one.
Giorgio Moroder. And that is because that is Clark Kingsley's favourite song.
Is it
And
really?
that is my doing.
We'll always be together. Forever in
electric dreams. He loves it. Anytime I put some music on, he goes, no, electric dreams.
Good.
And he literally goes up and he
Good.
knows where the off button is on the Sonos. And he just turns it off until I put on electric dreams. I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
No, he's got a point.
I did have this wasn't a cool moment, but when we grew up, Tyson, going through our parents' movie collection or our siblings' music collection, we were looking at cassettes, we were looking at CDs, we were looking at vinyl. My son, unfortunately, is going to grow up with me looking at my phone to choose the music.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And I'm not I don't collect. I have a few vinyls. I don't. It's not my. I don't have a massive collection. I don't have the money to kind of back into it, sort of thing. I do that with films. And I've kept quite a few CDs. So we're going to eventually put those out so he can look at them, because choosing music and having a look at it is looking at the cover and why does it look like that, and finding out that Kiss is actually just 4 guys dressed up just really bizarrely and things like that,
Yeah, man.
So
Liner
so we're
notes.
it's really, it's kind of, I have to embrace it. So I'm going to try and, I don't know, display as much music as I can, maybe get an iPad and have it so it shows the album covers and he can pick it from there. But it was it kind of hit me. I was talking to a friend about it and, I was like, damn, that sucks. Yeah.
That is.
But His movies, on the other hand,
he's going to have a wicked collection to choose from.
Exactly. My God, he knows his kids section backwards already. He's
Yeah,
like,
nice.
and what's that called? Flight of the Navigator. That's how he says
So
it.
good.
Flight of the Navigator.
I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, Nick, what did you watch this week, my man?
Oh, I think I only watched one thing, Tys.
Oh.
So I'll talk about it.
Yeah, go nuts.
I couldn't wait. So I wasn't able to watch it on release because I needed to watch it with my wife because we're both big fans of David Fincher. But I watched 2020's release of Mank.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So it's I guess you would say it's a period piece. So it's set in the 30s when Hollywood was really going through its kind of starting, sort of the beginning of what was going on.
The beginning of the golden era, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the golden era. Yeah, they kind of, so studios kind of ran things and, they ran it in a very specific way. And if you didn't like their way, then you didn't get your movie made, sort of thing. And it's Mank is centered around, so Mank is short for Herman Mankiewicz, which is the writer of the screenplay Citizen Kane, which Tyson and I have watched numerous times, and
that baby's still in its shrink wrap.
But yeah, it goes through what he did to kind of, or what he was doing at the time of writing it. It doesn't focus on him writing it as much as more his life and what was going on at the time. It was an odd start, I will give it that. Like, it kind of, you had to give it a bit of time for it to find its feet, but once it did find its feet, it was it was a really great story, really well told. Gary Oldman was flawless as always. The shots in it were very Fincher. Like, there were a lot of dialogue scenes where he kind of just sat maybe two cameras in this really big room and just had people talk, which was really good. So yeah, there were very different things that you saw that you weren't used to seeing. I didn't really notice. The whole thing was in black and white, but you don't really notice those things. But yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I would like to watch it again though, so I can get a feel of that start, because it kind of it doesn't start up like a normal setup. It doesn't give you this is who this character is and that. It kind of starts off, you're already running with the movie sort of thing. So you kind of have to just keep up, and it's up to you to keep up sort of thing. So I'm like, I can't really grab onto this just yet. And then midway through, it kind of plants its feet and goes, no, it's about this. And then, we see what's going on. So yeah, I watched Mank. It was really good. It was on Netflix, Tyson.
Just on Netflix. This is possibly going to be a bit of an Oscar kind of showing, apparently.
Yeah. I think the person that really did blow me away was Amanda Seyfried. She was great. I'd never seen her like that before. Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah.
What else did I want to say? It was quite funny because of what it was saying about movies at the time, and the fact that where we are, because it was talking about movies in the cinema and what they wanted to do and where they were going. And here I was watching a movie that I would normally be absolutely seeing in a cinema because it's David Fincher, yet I was watching it in my lounge room on a TV. So it was quite funny in that aspect. But yeah, Mank.
I like it, man. Yeah, I'm going to do it for sure. For sure.
Definitely give it a watch.
Very excited to check it out, man.
What did you watch, Tyson? Did you watch some things?
Yeah, look, I actually watched a fair few things, man. It was a bit of a mixed bag of a week, I'll be honest with you.
Nice.
So I will talk about, I watched probably the first time in a long time, I reckon since I was a kid, and I think I only saw it once. I saw Raw Deal.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's that kind of forgotten Schwarzenegger pick around the time he was kind of, he had this and like Red Heat, and it was like, the couple that nobody really talks about anymore.
I own Raw Deal, I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I own Raw Deal.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And look, it's your pretty kind of stock standard crime, like someone going undercover in the whatever, to try and bring down a mafia or a mob boss or whatever.
Oh, sure,
and Arnie
sure.
is the guy. He's basically trying to get into as an enforcer for the mob, to help out a chief of police. Or not a chief of police, but a detective who he used to be quite close with in the FBI. Who has had a tragedy struck because of these people. So it's funny how these movies, like you watch a movie like this and you're kind of like, wow, we could have had an Arnold Schwarzenegger that kind of just did generic run-of-the-mill action films and now is kind of in the same basket as like Steven Seagal and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's really like this is the kind of movie that if he had kept making these, we would not be talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger the same way we talk about him now. Like,
fair deal.
So I'm just so happy that he made the choice to go and do something like Predator, or like to work with McTiernan, to work with James Cameron, to work with Paul Verhoeven, like these guys that were like, no, we're not just going to make an action movie. We're going to do this genre crossing thing. It's going to be sci-fi. It's going to be action. It's going to be a bit of comedy. It's going to have a bit of horror. Like, this kind of straight up crime thriller action thing, it doesn't suit him at all. I don't think he's wasted in something like this. And look, it wasn't that terrible a movie at all. It was totally watchable.
Yeah.
But just not worth his talents. Like, somebody else should have starred in this, and it would just be a forgotten little something.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it was fine.
What year did Raw Deal come out?
86.
Oh, okay. So it's Terminator, Red Sonja, which I still love, Commando, Raw Deal, then Predator.
Yeah.
Well, where was Red Heat? Oh, that was after Running Man. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like Red Heat and Raw Deal come kind of one after the other.
Yeah, you feel like they would.
They're kind of a double feature of shit Arnie sort of thing.
Yeah. I think Red Heat might hold up a little bit better. I'd be interested to watch that again. Just because of he's trying to be such a straight-laced person in this movie. Like, he's just a normal kind of dude.
Yeah, right.
And it just doesn't suit him. So at least in Red Heat, he can be, because he's playing the big, crazy Russian... the
straight Russian.
Yeah, the really, like, straight-laced...
Belushi.
Fucking Belushing all over the screen. What else did I watch?
I've got a hankering for old... Like, I was looking at it the other day. I want to watch End of Days, and I want to watch Eraser. Like, I don't know why.
I saw that it was actually tossing up between this and Eraser because it was on. They were both on binge, and I was just kind of like, I feel like an Arnie that I don't know super well, and I was tossing up between the two of those, and I picked this one because I knew that I'd seen Eraser at least twice since cinemas, I think, or maybe just the one time in cinemas. Actually, who knows? But it was more recent that I'd seen this. I hadn't seen this since like 1992, I reckon.
Same. Yeah.
So this was the choice, and it's fine. It's fine.
Nice.
Something else I watched. I watched Mortal Engines. For God knows why.
Tyson, why did you watch Mortal Engines?
I don't know, Nick.
That's
it was
awesome.
So I like to watch a movie early in the morning, especially when it's
that's crazy.
Especially when I've got a day off. Like,
oh sure.
So if it's my day off, I try to. I can't sleep in anymore. I'm no longer have the capabilities to sleep in. I don't know what's happened to me as a human being. I can't do it. So my dog wakes me up for breakfast about.
Yep.
If I haven't fed her by 8 o'clock, she's fucking cracking the sads.
Jesus.
So so even on my day off, it's 8 a.m. Get up, feed the dog, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to chuck a movie on because it's like I can watch a reasonably long movie and it still only be 10:30, 11 a.m.
How good is that?
How good is that? So I was but the thing is, I make weird choices in the morning. And so I chucked on Mortal Engines.
Haven't had my coffee yet. Don't know what's going to happen. Fuck it, let's watch. I was just
kind of like, oh fuck it, yeah, exactly. That's almost exactly what it is. Oh fuck it, let's just watch this. So I was just like, oh fuck it, let's just watch this. I want to see what the big deal is. And, it's like it can't be that bad. Peter Jackson had a handle in it. Man, it is one of the worst movies I've seen in years. I hated it. And it is everything that we talk about that we hate about young adult like fantasy movies.
No.
And it was it in spades. Unfortunately, it looks beautiful, but that is it.
Really?
They spent a fortune on this fucking movie. Like, they really did. But it's all nonsense. And it's all garbage. I can't tell you how just absolutely disinterested I was
What is
or
the
disengaged.
premise of Mortal
It's
Engines?
either it's like it's really like a very far in the future where there was like an electrical explosion that happened, what they call the 60-minute war, right?
Okay.
That wiped out civilization as we know it, basically, because they have museums with iPhones in it, and they have. I knew I wasn't going to like it when one of the first scenes is they're in a museum and they have 2 giant minions sitting on a pedestal.
Fuck minions.
And I'm like, no, I'm not going to like this movie.
out.
Anyway, so
Yep.
and now in the future, it's never really made clear why they can't just have normal cities, but all the cities are on wheels now. Like they don't. I don't recall them saying something like, "Oh, the ground has been poisoned," or "the water, like so we have to keep moving around to keep." It just they just do. And
it just is. Okay.
There are bigger cities, like really big ones. Like London is a massive, big super city on wheels, and they cruise around the world eating smaller cities.
Okay.
And you'd think they would do it in a more kind of like sharing is caring way, but no, literally they harpoon smaller cities and swallow them. And they're like, if you get killed, too bad. It happens. Stuff like that for the resources that are on there. Anyway, there's a girl who wants to kill a guy because he killed her mum and...
Classic revenge
Classic revenge. And, the guy is Hugo Weaving, and he's trying to rebuild a weapon.
Hugo Weaving's in this thing.
Okay, so 2 things happened. I don't remember any of the character names in this movie except for the lead, and it's because there is a murderous robot that tries to kill her that says her name over and over and over as it's trying to kill her.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's how I remembered her name. I don't remember any other character name in this whole thing, and there's a whole bunch of them. Also, I zoned out for like solid 10-minute chunks of this movie and came back and knew exactly what was happening. And that was a problem to me because I was like,
oh, that's terrible.
No, this movie is in 100% plot based. This is, you know what I mean? Like the plot moves so they think that the movie is continuing in the right direction.
Okay.
Like I know, I hated, I really didn't like it. Really, really didn't like it.
That's not good. Go and Mortal Engines? Jesus,
I'm not having a good week, to be honest. The best movie I saw this week, I'm going to put it out there, the best movie I saw this week was 8 Mile. I rewatched 8 Mile. 8 Mile holds up.
How good is 8 Mile?
Yeah, I really liked it.
8 Mile. I reckon it's because of Curtis Hanson. I really do.
Yeah, 100%. He controls that movie and makes it. But what dawned on me while I was watching this time is that it's Rocky, but for rap.
For rap. Yeah, it is. It's
So, of course,
it's an
I love
story.
it.
Yeah, it's an underdog
but it's
story.
even the structure, man. Even the structure is the same. It's amazing. It's amazing how similar it is. So I love 8 Mile. It holds up so well. Eminem is fantastic in it. I just don't understand, like how it's one of those really surprising things. He's a music artist, comes and makes one movie, is exceptional in it, doesn't make another movie.
No,
good on him, man.
Didn't even accept his award for best song. Like, just went, no, you don't need me.
And look, he's legitimately good. I don't think it's just because it's we're giving him a free pass
himself.
Because he's playing himself.
Playing himself, like
to a degree, but that's tough, man. Like that's still difficult to do.
It's hard. You still have to act in front of the camera. Like he still hits his mark and still does really, really well. Yeah.
And Kim Basinger in that is on fire. She's doing such good work as well, as his mum.
Yes.
Who
else is this?
Michael Shannon's in it. Mackay
Pfeiffer. Michael Shannon.
Anthony Mackie plays like the evil rival rapper.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and I was like, man, Falcon, what's up? So that still totally holds up. If you haven't seen that one for a while, I thoroughly recommend 8 Mile. And there was one other thing I wanted to just quickly mention, and it's a movie that I saw on Prime, and I watched it. I'll be 100% honest because I just saw it had Viggo Mortensen in it, and I was like, yeah, look, I'll give it a crack. It's called American Yakuza. It's from 1993. Okay. I think it's a made-for-TV movie. Because it has that look about it.
What made you watch this?
Literally, because I saw it had Viggo Mortensen, and I was like, yeah, okay, I like Viggo. Let's give it a crack. And it's my sweet spot. 1993, yeah, that's a good era for me. I like
93, 94, 95. Yeah,
good era.
100%.
And so it's not. It has that direct to TV kind of look about it, like it was a made for TV movie, but it also has fade to blacks, which I think were maybe for commercial breaks. So yeah,
does it have a lot of them?
A few. And so I was like, oh, interesting. I think this might be a TV movie. But having said that, I really enjoyed it. I'm not trying to sell it too high because it is what it is. but
Yep.
it has. It honestly, I kept me guessing. The storyline was really engaging. Viggo Mortensen is great in it, like legitimately great. There is a I don't want to assume what country he's from, but Ryo Ishibashi, who is the main kind of friend that he makes in the Yakuza, is incredible, and you'd recognize him. He's kind of popped up in some he's in a few of the Grudge movies, and he's in that Audition movie, you know, that Takeshi Miike.
Oh yeah, another one.
I know it by reputation. I've never seen it, but
neither have I. No.
And he's great as well. It's got the guy that plays, the guy that plays the bad guy in Karate Kid 2.
Yeah,
he's in it.
He's in it.
Not Sato.
Not the dad. Not Sato.
The
other
younger
guy.
Yeah, the young one that he has the fight with at the end. He's in it. He's great.
Nice.
Yeah. I had a really good time watching it, and it's a lot more engaging than I thought it was going to be. I thought I would be just kind of on the background, and I'd just kind of zone in and out, but I was glued to the TV.
Nice.
And aside from every now and then it looking like quite cheap and nasty, they flip it around, and suddenly he's like going for these really super complicated artistic shots where the lighting is just stunning, and you're like, fuck, how did you pull that off? That looks so good. It just jumps wildly between the two, and which is kind of makes it even more interesting. And the action is directed really well. Like the final shootout is fucking great. So yeah, it's like, I don't want to sell it too high because it's not like it still is what it is. It's an early 90s.
It's not The Matrix, but it's still good.
Early 90s kind of probably would have been released by like 21st Century here in Australia if it came on VHS.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, worth a watch, man. Just on Prime Video if you've got nothing else going on.
All right. I had an issue with Prime Video the other day. I told you last week that I watched Bad Boys, didn't I? Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started watching it because it's on Prime.
Yeah.
And it went to, I'm pretty sure it was 240.
Ooh.
It went from 180 to 240. I was like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't happen to me. Pause, let it catch up. Didn't happen. Fuck it, I'll buy it. I literally just rented it. No, that's not
that's how
happening.
much patience you've got.
You're not ruining my watch.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not really ruining my watch. I'm going to have a good time. Sam was out with the girls. No, you're not ruining my
I like
boys.
it. Do it.
Yeah.
You let them know who's boss.
Clean it straight up.
To be quite honest, I've started to see if something's on binge, I check all the other streamers first to see if they've got it as well, I'd prefer to watch it on one of the other ones.
Exactly.
Because the binge HD is not as good as Stan's HD or Prime's HD.
Yeah.
I think that's going to wrap us though, Nick.
Tyson, that's it.
Why don't you tell the people at home where they can find our show one more time?
Give it a miss, people. Go. Just saying. No, maybe not. Maybe not. You know.
It's a curiosity for sure.
It is. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nicholas. This is Tyson. We just did a podcast for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was fun.
Hopefully you did.
If you are a fan of Go, like if you have a Go poster on your wall still, then that's rad. Maybe write into us at nicktysonvideotape@gmail.com and you can, say, hey guys, you were wrong because of this, this, and this. And, we'll read it out. We'll read the letter out. If not, you could just subscribe, rate, review where you're listening to this podcast, and we love that so much. Other than that, Tyson and myself are on all the social medias, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do... What else? We do have a YouTube account if you wish to listen to the podcast on YouTube. And Tyson and myself have rated Go, but to find that out, what we did rate it, you're going to have to look us up on Letterboxd. So to follow Tyson is at TYS_videotape, and I am NIC_videotape. I rated it higher than Tyson, but...
Not by a lot.
Tyson rate it? What did Tyson rate it, though? That's the question.
That is the question indeed.
Yeah. Do you know I haven't... It's the first time... Well, I didn't know what to do. Do you know I haven't rated Tenet? I just said, yep, I've watched it. Didn't rate it because I was like, I couldn't. So I'm going to rate it on my second watch.
Yeah, save it for the second watch. You did mention that.
Save it for the second watch.
I will,
did I?
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. Maybe by the time you get around to your second watch, it'll be my first watch.
Oh, I like that. I like that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens from there. Hey, Nick, next week are we still going to do what we were going to do? We had an idea, but we've run out of time with that. So we've got another idea.
That's
Nick,
true.
what are we going to do?
Tyson, let's watch Home Alone 2.
Why not? We'll return to, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, we did Home Alone during our Christmas month of December, and not quite Christmas movie specials. So now we're going to do Home Alone Part 2, Lost in New York. Is that the subtitle?
Lost in New York? Yeah. I think that's what it's called. Who knows?
This is the one with the bird lady instead of the snow shoveling man.
Exactly.
They replaced one creepy old person for another creepy old person.
That's true. And there's a cameo by a guy who thinks that he was a good president as well.
I don't know who you're talking about. That person doesn't exist
enough.
anymore.
I completely understand.
Removed from my memory. Nick?
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Tyson?
I'll see you then, buddy.
That's going to be fun. I'll see you then, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.